Hi guys, I hope you're all well. Today I'm going to be doing this makeup tutorial for you. The majority of the products I used today were drugstore, bar a couple because there was a couple of things that I didn't have in my collection, but most of it is drugstore, like literally most of it. So yeah, I thought I would do a drugstore tutorial because I usually focus on high-end products just because I enjoy them the most. I mean, there are a couple of things that I use every day that are drugstore, but you know, the majority of the stuff I use is on the more expensive side. So I thought I would do a more drugstore alternative for you. I thought it was really like good for day or night, and the lip and the cheek really goes for spring. I think it would be perfect for this time of year. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy it. So if you'd like to see how I achieve this look, then please keep watching. I've done my eyebrows-ish. I might put some more on in a little while. And I've done part of one eye just because I wanted to see what, you know, the product was like. I've popped a little bit of sellotape diagonally, like from my eye towards my eyebrow, because I want it to have this nice crisp line today, just something a little bit different. So what I'm going to do first of all is put a bit of concealer, and this is the Eraser Eye from Maybelline, and I'm just going to pop that as my primer for the base of my lid. Because usually I don't tend to use a primer, I tend to use my foundation. I'm going to be using this palette from Rimmel, and it is a Magnifies palette. It's beautiful, it's a gold one. It's called Keep Calm and Wear Gold. So first of all, I'm going to go in with this shade. It's like a bit of a taupey, like transition shade on a big fluffy brush. I'm just going to run that through the upper crease area. Now popping that tape on will catch any fallout, and obviously I won't get any shadow further along to where the tape is. So this is our nice transition. It's quite light, so I'm going to build it up. So I'm just working it into the upper crease area, going backwards and forwards and in slight circular motions. Now I'm going to be using this Morphe 5M507 brush, which is really narrow. I'm going to go in with this darker shade here, and I'm just going to run this through the crease. And I literally just run it through, and I've got it on the base of the lid because that would happen, wouldn't it? Didn't do it when I did this one. I feel I've got camera stage fright. Okay, I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to go onto the base of the lid. I'm going to be using this gold shade here. Beautiful gold. This gold is really quite pigmented for a drugstore product. Look at that. Lovely. And the reason I'm doing my eyes first today is simply because I didn't want to ruin my foundation by pulling the tape off. Now I'm going to go in with the darkest shade in the palette, which is the N shade here. And I'm going to be using that Morphe brush again. This shade isn't quite as matte as the other shades we put in the crease. So what I'm going to do is pop it on the outer corner of the eye and like blend it towards the eyelashes, but only up to about there, not all the way across. Just to add a bit of smoke. And building it up along the lash line and all around the edge. I'm just going to grab my fluffy brush again and just give that a nice little blend. Just going to put a bit of that first shade on again. Now it's time to remove the tape, and this is the most satisfying part. If I can grip it. That is satisfying. So I'm going to come back to the eyes because we need to finish off the face first. First of all, I'm going to be using this Gosh primer. This is a hydration primer, and it's pretty affordable. I don't know how cheap, but I think it's pretty cheap. Don't think I've used this before, so let's give it a try. Actually, no. First of all, I need to wipe my under eyes because I feel that I might have had a little bit of fallout. Yep. So remember to do that if you don't do your foundation first. Just going to rub this into the skin. Feels really smoothing actually. It feels more smoothing than hydrating, but it does feel a little bit hydrating, but it just makes the skin really soft. Now for foundation, I'm going to be using the new L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover. Now I'm going to try and mix because my neck feels a little bit darker than my face at the moment, and so are my arms. I'm going to put light sand with a bit of golden sand. I'm just going to dot this all over my face. Okay, let's give that a try. So now I'm going to pop on some concealer, and I'm going to be using my favourite of all time. It's the Age Rewind. No, it's not. It's the Eraser Eye from Maybelline. I'm pretty sure they've changed the name because I'm sure it used to be called Age Rewind. Am I going mad or am I going mad? So I'm just doing it in the usual spots, like so. And again, using my beauty blender, I'm going to press that into the skin. I know beauty blenders aren't exactly drugstore, but there are other alternatives on the market. That looks 10 times better already, doesn't it? Foundation makes all the difference. I'm now going to put some cream contour on, and this is from NYX. This is the Wonder Stick, and this is pretty wonderful, if it will focus. And I'm just going to pop it from the top of my ear and run to about there. And then just a little bit at the top of the forehead, up to the lip, and the tip of the nose. And again, I'm going to use my beauty blender, create a shadow and make me look sculpted. I'm going to try a little bit of cream highlighter today because I'm doing a real full face makeup. And it's from Maybelline, and this is the Master Strobing Liquid in the shade Light. And put it on the top of the cheekbone, both sides. Quite pinky actually. And then I'm going to get my beauty blender again, just to run that in. Don't really like cream highlights, to be honest. Not keen. Oh my goodness, a storm has arrived. So excuse the rain and the wind, it's literally just happened. Well, that highlight hasn't really done anything for me, so I'm not really a fan of that one. So there we go, first impressions of that. It wasn't really my cup of tea. So I'm going to go with the Old Faithful instead, and it's the Sleek Solstice palette, and I'm going to go in the yellow shade. That'll match the eyes a little bit more anyway. So just popping it on the tops of the cheekbones and curving it around the brow. Using that cream highlight has obviously helped this stick to it a bit more, but this highlight is really pigmented anyway. I haven't got a drugstore loose powder, I'm afraid, so I'm just going to have to use the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. Hello pumpkin. And I'm just popping that under the eye. I'm getting covered in makeup, guys, and that rain is really not helping. I'm so sorry. I can't control the weather. But you'd rather me film, right? For bronzer, oh my goodness. For bronzer, I haven't got a drugstore one, so I'm going to have to use this from the Balm. It is Bahama Mama. So this is probably the most drugstore one I've got. Oh my god. I'm just going to pop this in the area where we put the contour. The cream contour. This is a complete disaster. And I'm also going to pop it around the top of my forehead. I'm also going to run the highlight down my nose, because I forgot to do that. And then I'm going to pop it on the inner corners of my eyes. I'm not going to use the eyeshadow palette for the inner corners of my eyes. I'm going to use this gorgeous Sleek palette because look how vibrant it is. Also going to pop it on the top of my Cupid's bow. So for blush, I'm going to be using this one from NYX, this blush palette, and this is called the Sweet Cheeks Blush Palette. There's so many lovely shades in it, I don't know which one to go for. I think I'm going to go with maybe the orangey shade. And I'm just going to run back towards the hairline. I'm going to sort my eyebrows out a little bit, and I'm using the new brow range from Isla and Fleur. I've obviously already used this today, but I think because I didn't have my foundation on, I always find it weird doing my brows first. So I'm just going to top them up a little bit. I'm going to be using the Isla and Fleur brow tamer. So I'm going to be using the clear end to set my brows in place. Now I'm going to pop on some liquid eyeliner, and I'm going to be using the Master Precise from Maybelline. What I'm going to do is follow the line. So like I've done this side, I've done a really small wing, but I've just kept it on that crisp line that we created with the sellotape. For the lower lash line, I actually don't want to do much to it. Usually I like making it really like low and smoky and yeah, all like that. But I don't want to ruin the effect of the crispness of the sides. So what I'm going to do is use my eyebrow brush and use the darkest shade from the palette that we use for our eyes and pop it really close to the lower lash line. So just to give it a bit of definition underneath the eye. But I'm only going to go to there, so halfway. For mascara, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Push Up Angel. And this is the first time I'm using this mascara. The wand is so thin. And then I'm going to do my lower lashes with this as well. I think this product might be better for the lower lashes than the top lashes actually, because it's so thin. Now for lips, I'm going to be using this lip liner from Rimmel called East End Snob. And now for lipstick, I'm going to be using this colour Riche from L'Oreal called Naomi's Delicate Rose. This smells like sherbet. So that is the final look, guys. A virtually completely drugstore look. I don't do drugstore looks that often because most of the products I really enjoy are more high-end. However, I really like this look. But just so you know, even if I do use just like higher end makeup products in a lot of my tutorials, do know that you can get dupes and you can find things that are similar, because I remember before I started doing makeup videos on YouTube, I would not necessarily use the same products as I'd watched the other girls use. I would use products that were the same colour, same shades, the same style, and you can create the same look but just using different products, so always remember that. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this look. Please do give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see more videos from me. And yeah, leave me some comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. I'll speak to you soon.